Oh my god, how can Google make such a mistake? Hey everyone, I'm Samyak Agarkar and welcome to my YouTube channel. So just yesterday I was surfing on YouTube and I saw a video where the person talked about how the Google's new logo is a complete disaster. And we all know that Google has come up with a new logo. It is a G for Google with 4 colors. And the video showed that how the logo is completely geometrically wrong. It has got many mistakes in terms of symmetries and in terms of color areas and stuff, and I'll show you on the screen what the mistakes are. But I just thought that hey, I have been seeing this logo for a while now. I never realized those mistakes until he showed I saw those mistakes on his videos. So I thought that hey, Google is one of the biggest tech giant in the world. How such a company can make such mistakes? So I searched for it and then now I have the answers, and those are the answers that I want to present in front of you today. So we'll head up onto the screen. I'll show you the image or the new logo of Google and we'll see what are the mistakes. So let me on the screen, if you can see. So this is the Google's new logo, right? It is a beautiful G with red, yellow, green and blue. So what the mistakes are in this logo, if you can see, this line does not passes through the center, this line also does not pass through the center, and this yellow area is smaller than the red and the green. So I'll just show you how and what the mistakes are. So if you can see, I just traced out all the circles and all the lines just for visual purpose. If you can see it clearly. Yep. So we all know that this is the center. This should be the center, but none of the line is passing through the center, right? This should be the center at the blue, but none of the line passes through the center. Also, here is some gap. The blue color is not following exact circle, right? It is somewhat inwards, and here if you can see it very clearly, there is some gap in the circle. So this width is smaller than the rest of the width of the logo. So these are the some of the mistakes that they have. Mistakes, I don't know if we can call it mistakes as of now, but yeah, the video showed that these are the mistakes. I just traced the circles and the lines again just to verify if he was right, and yes, he was right. These are the mistakes to say, but then maybe those are not the mistakes. Let's see what a perfect logo should have been. A perfect geometrical logo should have been. So this is a logo that I made for Google. I hope Google just sees this and gives me some job. I don't know. Forget that. So these are the lines which all passes through the center. Okay, these lines pass through the center, plus all the circles, both the circles are concentric, and this line also follows the circle. So it is not inwards or outwards of the circle that we saw in the original logo, right? But this should have been a perfected logo, geometrically perfected logo. But let's see what are the issues with this perfect geometrical logo. Now if you can see, if you can I don't know if you can imagine, but this blue color, this blue part seems to be, you know, stretched out outwards, right? If you can feel that this blue part feels stretched out. So that is one of the mistake that I can see right now. Also, yellow part seems to be larger in area than the red part. If you can see, I can just judge from the image that yellow part seems to be larger than the red part. But to be exactly right, the area of yellow and the area of red and the area of green is exactly same. because these are all the 45 degree lines, and they form the same area geometrically. Geometrically they are the same area, but visually they are not the same. So though this image is geometrically perfect, it is not visually perfect, right? So that leads to the what Google might have done with the original logo. So this is the original logo of Google. Yellow part is smaller, is much smaller. You can directly guess it from the area that it is much smaller than the red and the green. This G seems more like G than this which I made, right? This part seems to be outwards, but in this the original logo, it seems exactly perfect. Now why this is so? This is because of something called visual optimisations, right? So our brain is not very good at geometries always. If this would have been in black color or black and white, or maybe in single color, then we could have seen all those mistakes about how this color, this area is small, or how this circle is inwards and not following the exact circle, right? Those have been those of these things could have been possible when they would have been in the same color, but because we are using different colors here, namely 4 colors, red, yellow, green and blue, because of these colors our brain processes the image differently for each color, right? So visually yellow color has got more weight in our brains for no reason. I mean, I don't know the reason exactly, but the theory goes like yellow has got more weightage in our brains for its area, and because it is brighter, and the red and the green have got less of visual area in our brains because of darker shades, right? So that is what Google has done here in the logo. They have somehow optimized the visual aspects of the logo, of the image, and they have not, for being visually right, they have ditched the geometries. So that brings me to what I want to say. It's not always about being exactly perfect in geometries. Art is not about being perfect in geometry. Art is about being visually perfect. Art is about being looking great to the eyes and being visualized perfectly, right? So sometimes when we think of logos, and sometimes when we think of images, we always tend to think that they should be geometrically perfect. Circles are circles. If you want to divide the circles, then divide it into diameters, and don't use the chords to divide the circles, right? And every color should have, every section of every image should have equal area, because that is what geometrically perfect thing is, right? But in reality, when we go to the visual aspects of it, it's not always right. It's not always right to always just go with the geometry. Sometimes you have to ditch the geometry, because colors and how our brain processes every color and how our brain processes a visual is completely different from geometry. Geometry does not define our brain's processing, right? So maybe there is a lesson for graphic designers out there. Ditch the geometry for visual perfection. Just forget about exact circles, just forget about exact straight lines and stuff. Do what looks good to the eyes, right? Do what is visually perfect. Geometry does not matter. So I hope you learned something, and I hoped I cleared the concept of why the Google logo is geometrically wrong, but it has got correct mindset behind doing those geometrical mistakes. So that's it for this video. If you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, and if you have some thoughts, comment down in the comment section below. Let's chat. Maybe you have got some more artistic facts to share, and we will have a discussion on it. So see you in the next video. Till then, keep smiling and keep learning.